came out to greet the foreign visitors. They were excited and ecstatic to meet a white man and his followers, the likes of which they have never seen before. Zakapa welcomed the guest in the most honorable way, the tradition of the mizos, which is offering boiled eggs, zoartitum, and mizo rice wine, buizu. As he had in other villages, the superintendent sent ahead the translators, Dararate and Panchiham Tibera. They demand the chief to have 2 women ready for the night as per the instructions of C.S. Murray. The chief was not happy with this outrageous demand. The sun had already set and the sky had darkened when the guests finally arrived at Zolbuk. They put a camp at the Zolbuk and they had their meal. After dinner, C.S. Murray and his party went over to the chief's residence. While they were having tea, C.S. Murray casually asked the chief about the women they demanded. The chief calmly answered him and said there was no such woman for him in the village. This made C.S. Murray very angry, but he let go of the issue for the time being, since he himself was quite tired from the journey. What the guests did not know was that the chief had no intention whatsoever to provide women to anyone. He had no intention to meet their disgusting demands. In fact, he had already ordered all the unmarried women in the village to hide away before the arrival of C.S. Murray and his party. When the superintendent woke up the next day, he was furious of the unforeseen predicament. He was very angry how Lal Zakapa could not provide him with any maiden and did not believe his claim that there are no maiden available in the village. Therefore, he sent out his men on the streets to see if they can find any. His men came back and told him that they found 2 women near the Zolbuk and another 2 women who were weaving cloth. These women were 2 of the most beautiful maiden of the village, Timtoy and Toktsini. Like the other nights, the superintendent went over to the chief's house. He shouted at the chief and demanded to be offered women, like it had always been done in the other villages he visited. The chief gave him the same response, saying he just cannot find any woman available for him in the village. C.S. Murray's face was red with fury and was irritated by the chief's defiance. He shouted that his men had found 2 Paite ladies and some other women elsewhere weaving clothes. And if the chief Zacapa had really wanted to, he could offer a woman. Zacapa repeated that there are no women in the village who would sleep with the guest. The enraged superintendent pointed his finger at the chief's wife and demanded the chief's wife, who is pregnant, as well as the chief's brother, Pazika's wife, be given to him, since the chief refused to give him the other woman. As soon as the translator finished translating what Murray had just demanded, Zacapa took down the rifle from the wall and pointed at C.S. Murray, fuming with anger and telling C.S. Murray that he is a disgusting man. He told the superintendent that if he tries to lay a finger on his wife, he would kill him then and there. He put down the gun only after the chief's elders begged him to contain himself. C.S. Murray barked at him, saying that the other chiefs were obedient to him and the government, and that they provided him with all his demands and needs. And since Zacapa was such a stubborn chief, he warned that he will declare him as a rebel and burn down all his granaries. On the next day, that is 10th February, C.S. Murray ordered Zacapa to come and meet him. Zacapa never showed up. Then the enraged superintendent, who had been humiliated and denied his inappropriate demand to sleep with the village women, proceeded to burn down 30 granaries of Koshi village to ashes. After several failed attempts to capture Zacapa, he was finally caught on 31st December 1895 along with the other 2 chiefs. Later on, the other 2 chiefs were released while Zacapa was sent to the Andaman jail. Zacapa stayed there for more than 3 months, where he met a Christian missionary and shared all the things that had happened to him. The Christian missionary then in turn conveyed the plight of Zacapa to J. Shakespeare, Termita, who was an assistant political officer of the South Lushai Hills. Zacapa stayed there for more than 3 months, where he met a Christian missionary and shared all the things that had happened to him. The Christian missionary then in turn conveyed the plight of Zacapa to J. Shakespeare, Termita, who was an assistant political officer of the South Lushai Hills. After a thorough investigation undertaken by J. Shakespeare, Zacapa was brought to justice and was released in 1896. Substantially, C.S. Murray was removed from his office and was replaced by J. Shakespeare. Zakapa was a brave ruler who stood by the truth and was even referred to as the father of the mizo women. His valiant efforts to protect and defend the dignity of women is that of a legacy that will forever be engraved in the mizo history. Thank you.